Well, friends, in this video, we shall start discussing the sixth unit, which is dealing with miscellaneous materials and construction safety. So, in this video, we shall start discussing few miscellaneous materials. So, for construction, various types of materials are required. In this lecture, we shall discuss some of the materials. At this level, we are concentrating on properties and uses of these materials only. So as a part of study of these materials, we are interested or will concentrate only on the properties of those materials and uses of those materials. So coming to first material, that is lime. Lime is one of the oldest binding material used in several ancient architectural works. While discussing the masonry, while discussing the mortar, we have discussed regarding the lime. Apart from this, what are the various purposes? What are the properties of this that we shall discuss as a part of this miscellaneous material? A good quality lime should possess the following general properties. It should possess good plasticity. It should have good plasticity. It should be flexible and easily workable. When used in mortar, it should provide greater strength to the masonry. It should solidify in less time and become hard. It should comprise of excellent binding properties which adhere to brick or stone masonry unit perfectly. It possesses high durable properties as it is less shrinkable when used in mortar. It should be highly resistant to moisture and can be used for pointing work. So these are the various uses which are associated, these are the various properties which are related to the construction industry. It should possess good plasticity. So while using it as a mortar or construction work, it should get spreaded easily. It should maintain its plasticity. It should be flexible and easily workable. When used in mortar, it should provide greater strength to the masonry. At the same time, it should impart strength because lime is used as a binder. It should solidify in less time and become hard. That is important. It should get hardened in less time. It should comprise of excellent binding properties which adhere to the brick or stone. Yes, no doubt, as it is a binder, it should have excellent binding properties so that it can bind the construction units, maybe bricks or stones or blocks in the masonry very perfectly. It possesses high durable properties as it is less shrinkable. Durability should be high. Or it possesses high durability. It should be highly resistant to moisture and can be used for pointing works. Now coming to types of the already we have discussed regarding the properties or properties of lime in general. Now there are different types of limes. Fat lime is there, hydraulic lime is there, hydrated lime, poor lime is also there. At this level we shall discuss only fat lime and hydraulic lime and the specific properties of this fat lime and hydraulic lime and uses in general. So what is fat lime? Fat lime is also called as pure lime. It is composed of 95% of calcium oxide, CO. When water is added, it selects vigorously and its volume gets double. It swell. Means if you drop a drop of water on this fat lime or pure lime, its volume will get increased. It swells, its volume will get increased. It is white in color. It is having pure white color. Properties of fat lime. Now specific properties of the fat lime: hardens slowly, it has high degree of plasticity, sets slowly in the presence of air and slakes vigorously. So these are the properties of fat lime. Now hydraulic lime, it contains clay and ferrous oxide. Hydraulic lime, it is a combination of clay and ferrous oxide. It sets under water. Color is not perfectly white, forms a thin paste with water and do not dissolve in water. Its binding property improves if it's fine powder mixed with sand and kept in the form of heap for a week before using. So before using it, it is allowed, it should be slaked. It should be allowed to mix with water so that its property will get enhanced. So these are the specific properties of this hydraulic lime as well as fat lime. Now where lime is used, as we have discussed in the mortar, it is used, the first use it is used in the mortar in case of masonry work, construction work. It is used for plastering and whitewashing of the building. So this you can separate two uses. It is used for plastering work. Next is it is used for whitewashing of the building. So for whitewashing of the building, this lime is used. It is used as lime concrete for foundation. It is also used for concreting work. In case of foundations, lime is added in the concrete. It is used for soil stabilization, where bearing capacity of soil is less, and if foundation is to be constructed on the same soil, and it is required to enhance to improve the bearing capacity of soil, in that case the bearing capacity of soil, it can't be increased, it can be increased with the help of lime. So for soil stabilization, lime is used. It is used in the treatment of water and wastewater. For treatment purpose, for purification purpose also, lime is used in the water as well as wastewater. It is used in the manufacture of glass, sand, lime, bricks and paints. It is also used as a agent, as ingredient in manufacturing of the glass, sand, lime, bricks and paints. So this is about uses of lime. So lime is a major material. Now coming to gypsum. Gypsum is a hydrated sulfate of calcium. Gypsum also contains varying percentage of silica carbonate of lime, or magnesia and iron oxide. Pure gypsum contains 79.1% of calcium and 20.9% of water. So coming to properties of gypsum, it is white in color. It is having pure white color. Its specific gravity is 2.3. It is soft material. The physical property of the gypsum is it is soft material. It is soluble in sulfuric acid. Its solubility in water is very poor, but it starts setting in water in about 4 to 6 minutes and finally sets in 30 minutes. His final setting time is 30 minutes. So when it is mixed with water, immediately it is used. Gypsum is immediately used because it starts setting within 4 to 6 minutes and finally set within 30 minutes. So these are the properties of gypsum. Coming to the uses of gypsum. Gypsum is used in making drywalls or plaster boards. Plaster boards are used as the finish for walls, ceiling and for partitions. It is used in the production of plaster of Paris, POP. It is used in the production of POP, plaster of Paris. Gypsum is used in making surgical and orthopedic cast, such as surgical splints. Splints are nothing but these are the bandages and casting boards. So this is related with the medical industry. Gypsum is a component of Portland cement where it acts as a hardening retardant to control the speed at which concrete sets. So gypsum is added as an accelerator in the concrete also. Gypsum is used to give color to cosmetics and drugs. Apart from construction is used. So nowadays people are going for gypsum plaster also instead of going for sand plaster. Gypsum plaster is also done. So it is also useful for plastering works. So these are the uses of gypsum. Now coming to clay tiles or roof tiles. So already we have discussed regarding the tiles. Mainly we know about the Mangalore tiles. So roof tiles are manufactured using clay. So they are also called as clay tiles. Roofing tiles give good aesthetic appearance and properties to the building. It enhances the beauty of the building. At the same time, where rainfall is more, in that case, for sloping roofs, the clay tiles are also used. These tiles are the main attractions of the Buddha temples in China and Nepal. For the construction of the Buddha temples in China, especially in China and Nepal, the clay tiles are used. In case of Kashmir, most of the houses are provided with the clay tiles, as this enhances the beauty of the structure. It gives very good appearance. These tiles are highly durable and have high abrasion resistance. So this is about clay tiles in general. Now uses of clay tiles. They are used for small buildings of low cost. They are used to improve the aesthetic appearance of the building. They are widely used for Buddha temples in China or northern India, these tiles are one of the main attractions of that temple. So normally for roofs, the tiles are used, clay tiles are used. Now coming to glazed wares. So glazing is the process of providing an opaque glass-like coating to ceramic tiles. Glazing is the process of providing an opaque glass-like coating to ceramic tiles. Glazing gives a good appearance and protects tiles from atmospheric actions. The glazing gives very good appearance. At the same time, it protects the tiles from atmospheric actions. Thickness of the coating varies from 0.1 to 0.2 mm only. So in case of these tiles, the glazing is given, the thickness of this glazing or coating is normally 0.1 to 0.2 mm. First, ceramic tiles are manufactured to the spirit required size. They are then provided with the glaze and decoration before being fired again in ovens. During glazing, colors may be provided and glossy or matte finishing may be given. So depending upon the requirements, in the glazing finishing is given. Ceramic tiles are commonly used as wall tiles in bathrooms, in WCs, even for kitchen hood also ceramic tiles are used. Due to better technology in production, thicker coatings are also provided now, and these tiles are used for flooring in homes too. So nowadays glazing tiles are used for almost for all the purposes, maybe for flooring also glazing tiles are used. This gives glazing appearance, so easy to clean. These are very easy to clean. So this is all about glazing wares. So with these few miscellaneous materials are covered in this video. Rest of the materials we shall cover in the next video. Thank you.